Shalom, my name is Adam Wasser from Brooklyn, New York. Recently, we have had the tragic news that America and the European nations have decided to make peace with Iran. This peace treaty took a long time, and it started off with the idea of demilitarizing Iran's nuclear capability. But in the end, the Iranians won out, and the fact of the matter is that this deal calls for that Iran will not develop a nuclear bomb, but have the capability within 2 weeks to develop a nuclear bomb and keep it at the status quo as long as they feel fit, with American supervision to look over what is going on. But in truth, if the Iranians choose to, they can back out of it whenever they want and have a bomb within 2 weeks. This is surprising news, and it's unbelievable in the fact that Iran constantly on a day-to-day basis calls for the destruction of the Jewish nation of Israel and for the destruction of Sunni people, Sunni Muslims around the world. The Persian Gulf nations are against this because they are afraid that Iran may control them and dictate their future. The Israelis are clearly against this because they are afraid of a nuclear attack by Iran in the future. The fact of the matter is, this is a devastating blow to the idea that America and Europe looks out for Jewish survival. In many ways, I look at this as the Europeans and Americans saying, "Fuck you" to the Jews. We don't care if Hitler finishes his job. This is clear in the fact that this treaty was signed in Vienna, Austria, of all places, the homeland of Adolf Hitler, Hamak Shemo. It's also interesting to note that this happened during the time of the 9 days of Av. This actually happened on the 13th day before the 9th of Av, meaning in 13 days from now, the 9th of Av will take place. The 9th of Av is a sad moment in Jewish history. It's often a time where Jewish people are persecuted and humiliated across the world. It is the anniversary of the first and second temples in Jerusalem when they were destroyed. It is the anniversary when the Jews were expelled from Spain in 1492. It is also the anniversary of many Jewish pogroms that occurred across France and England. And it's also the anniversary of when the Jewish people and the Polish people lost the war against the Nazis in the Warsaw Uprising. The 9th of Av is a very tragic moment of Jewish life and history, but as well it is a tragic moment in Western history, because on this day and during this short time span, a lot of bad things happen where people lose their control and rage out in hate and persecution towards others. We see around the world today a rise in tension amongst minorities and majorities. We see a change in the world where the world is being uplifted and people are being willing to live with one another more than ever before, but at the same time there is that undertone of anger and hate towards one another that is very clear if you look for it. The world is not perfect, and what is today will not be in the future. We, as people of the world, are family with one God, coming from one source. Adam and Eve and Noah and his 3 sons. We are family, no matter what our colors and races and religions are. But in the end, we do kill each other for simple and mediocre reasons. If you believe that this is an end, that we have lived up to our potential and we won't do these things anymore, and then you are joking with yourself, because things tend to repeat themselves, and they will repeat themselves in the future. We must learn from the 9th of Av that things do repeat themselves, but there is the potential to change. There is the potential to stop it before it happens, to take hold and uplift it. In Judaism, we learn that wherever there is a negative, a positive can be found if one is willing to find that positive and uplift it. The 9th of Av is a commemorative moment of remembering, but it is also a moment of understanding there's the ability to change. And that's why we have the 15th of Av, which is an uplifting moment, a happy moment. And then we have Rosh Hashanah, that will be in September, of an uplifting moment, of the understanding of change. Because life goes on, continuation of existence. Now is a time of remorse where America and Europe make peace with Iran. It's a very scary moment because the idea of this treaty is to allow Iran to become more sufficient, more economically stable, and to grow economically. This ultimately means that they will have more money to fight their wars, more money to fight their terrorism, more money to support Syria and their growing cause against Israel. It means that they will have more money, that when they decide to break the treaty and build nuclear bombs, they will have the money directly to do so. But we must look in the idea of the future of the 15th of Av, that we can fight against this, that we can be prepared. I call upon the Israeli Prime Minister and the Knesset to expand Jewish settlements now, to say, yes, the world has spit in our face, and the world is saying that Jewish blood is cheap, but we will expand Jewish settlements. We will expand them like never before across the entire West Bank, and we will not give up. And we will be strong and fill the land with Jewish ideas and Jewish principles and Torah. We, the Jewish people, must stand up for our rights, and we must stand up against this Geneva Treaty in the homeland of Adolf Hitler, Hamak Shemo, and say that Jewish blood is not cheap. And we will not allow Hitler to smile in his grave at this treaty of annihilation of the Jewish people. Many Christians are being persecuted around the world today by Islamic extremists, and even Islamic governments supporting this barbaric treatment of Christians. I encourage all Christians around the world to stand with the State of Israel against this treaty of annihilation towards Jews on the 9th of Av, in the commemoration that we cannot allow the 9th of Av to continue. We must build ourselves for a better tomorrow of unity and family values for all peoples, of all races and religions. God bless you all, and may our redemption for all of us come as immediately as possible. Mashiach now, and Amen.